Hello, you're welcome. Today we're looking at something very delicate. I call it delicate. It's about marriage. The marriage union is something that requires a delicate balance for you to thrive, for you to work in it. I have my own definition of marriage, and that's kind of help to guide the way I see marriage. And if I must say, I've been married for 27 years now, and my 27th anniversary was last year, November. So I've been married for 27 years, and I have learned a lot from it, apart from being trained as a marriage counselor and working with marriage with couples and being trained as a couples therapist. Being a therapist, there are lots of things I've come to learn personally, and I've seen in the lives of people through my journey as a marriage counselor, a marriage practitioner, whichever way you want to call it. And so I personally love marriage. I like romance. I love romance. I like it when I see young people who are in love, they want to get on together. I just feel like asking questions. I just feel like asking questions. It's a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but it just doesn't just happen. You have to put in the work. And so I define marriage as a union of two people who have decided, who have agreed, who have consent of one another to get into a situation where the two of them can live life together, pursue goal, and be on same platform. They pursue goal and be able to grow while doing that. So they remain teachable. If you say you're going to grow in the relationship, it means you have to be teachable for you to achieve that. You will grow. So it means when you marry, you may be at a spot now, but as you begin to experience life and things begin to happen to you, you will grow either in your career. You will grow as when you marry, you don't have children. By the time you have children, it's a different phase of life you're into, and other things begin to come to you. Have to grow. Your capacity will increase as you get on. So marriage will stretch you, but the thing is, you have to be ready to be able to do that, to go along with it. So today I'm looking at honor and respect, how it strengthens the marriage. And so I'm going to do that, telling the story of a couple, and we're going to understand the role they both played and how it turned out and what lesson we can learn from there. So stay put while I share my story with you. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, the marriage union requires both parties to play their role for it to for you to be able to have what it is. Marriage is beautiful, ordained by God, and so you have principles and things that work, because the covenant relationship, in any covenant, you have your part to play. Each party has their part to play in it to make it work. And so we're going to look at that in the story of this young couple that got married. So let's hear the story. So when this couple got married first, they were full of excited dreams. They loved one another. And the guy, let's name them Daniel and Amara. Yeah, for us to understand clearly. So Daniel loved how Amara's sharp mind always brought new perspective to the table, and Amara admired Daniel's strength and unwavering support. So they worked together seamlessly, each contributing their unique strengths to make the union go on, and everything was but as time went on, the balance began to shift. Now they are in the relationship, they both brought in their A games and everything was going on. But said, as time went on, the balance began to shift. Daniel started taking majority of decisions, especially the big ones, whether it was managing finances or making family decisions, even plans for their future. He would often say, "Don't worry about it, I will handle it." And he sure does handle it, and she has no grouse about that. She's happy he's doing it. So at first, Amara saw this as a sign of his care, his desire to protect her, so she was silent about it. It really didn't matter. But over time, it took the toll on her. So she began to feel not heard. So she feel stifled, kind of, and so she stopped speaking up. She stopped offering her thoughts. Her presence started to feel smaller, as if our opinion weren't as valuable. So first it was good. She just felt, okay, he's loving me, he's doing things well, it's all right. But gradually, she now began to feel that her voice was no longer heard, and it wasn't very valuable. So one day, Daniel found himself facing a big challenge. He needed support, advice, and emotional strength. But when he turned to Amara, he was met with silence. She didn't offer any insight or even the usual words of encouragement he would expect from his wife. "Where is the strong woman I married?" he asked. Amara replied softly, "You taught me to play small. You made me believe that my voice didn't matter." Over time, in that moment, Daniel realized how his actions, although unintentional, had undermined the partnership they once had. By repeatedly telling Amara that her ideas didn't count, he had slowly dimmed her light. And now it is his time of need. He couldn't rely on the strength that was once there. So it means initially Amara could participate, talk about things, but now she couldn't do that. That became a wake-up call for Daniel. And Daniel understood now that a strong marriage doesn't come from one person carrying the entire weight. It comes from both parties standing side by side and supporting each other in equal measures. From that day on, Daniel began to change. He made sure he asked Amara her opinion on decision, no matter how small or big. He started celebrating her strength and acknowledging her contribution. He respected her as an equal. Most importantly, he created space for her to rise again. Amara in turn began to feel valued, and then she stepped back into the role with confidence, empowered, knowing her voice mattered as much as his in the marriage union. So things began to get better. The story of Daniel and Amara isn't so unique. It's something that happens. Couples face this from time to time, where there is a drift, where one partner becomes silent, feeling like their contribution are no longer necessary. And it often starts from small things that you have, just like the example we have here, Amara and Daniel. Initially, they both were contributing to whatever they're doing, but after a while, Daniel became very zealous and just felt, okay, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And he started taking care of all things. And Amara just felt, okay, you don't need me, why not? I will just stay back. And that affected their marriage. So marriage isn't just about love. It's about honor and respect. And when you have boundaries, you have clarity of roles. You should have clarity of roles, who does what each person should do, and that will make you feel valued. If you have the marriage relationship and the role of the husband and the role of the wife in the home is not clear, who does what is not clear, there will definitely be a problem. Traditionally, the role of the wife is to take care of the house, ensure the house is clean, there's food and all. But the life we live now, things that are happening because both husband and wife now have to work, are beginning to work. So there's a kind of intertwine in the role. And what that brings about is the roles are not exclusively the wife must cook anymore or the man will cook anymore, because the wife equally is working and bringing in money. However, a sense of responsibility will make the woman take charge even if the man is doing so. If she wouldn't come in to say, why did you not cook, why did you not do this because you're there, please can you help me to do this, can you help me to do that. Just the same way, the wife should not sit back and she knows that the husband is in need of money because she's working and she has money and she can't pull in money. You pull in funds to make it better, because like they say, cooperation is what will make the pot of rice to get to the brim, because every rice in the pot is shifting. So you shift to make space for the other one. You say move and you're moving up, and then the pot gets full. So cooperation is what will make the rice rise up to the brim. So we should never disrespect ourselves in a marriage relationship, because you need one another to make room for strength for you to get the best from one another. Don't look down on the other person. There's hierarchy in function, but there's equality in worth. So what that means is the man is the head of the home. Yes, we agree, you're the head of the home, but there are things that the wife can also do to support the man. You don't look down on your wife in the married relationship, and don't feel like her voice does not count. No, the voice counts, because there will be a time you will need that voice to speak. If you have always been shutting the voice down, just like the story that we had here, when you now need her to speak, she won't be able to speak because her capacity is drained. But when you involve her in what you're doing, you expect her in decision making, you're discussing, you're talking, you're growing alongside, and she can always give that necessary support that she needs. A couple once that I had mentioned that in one of the videos we had, and she, in the office, she had someone that she talks with, she confides in, and she was very close to the person. Practically anything that happens, she'll seek for advice, she'll talk. And the day she said that she wished the husband could be available to talk to her the way this colleague was talking to her. And I said, no, if you make available the information you're making available to this guy, I'm sure your husband will step up to that, because the information your husband has is what he will guide you with. So if you're not talking to him, he won't be able to guide you. Information is power. Whatever he's hearing, that's what will guide what he's going to tell you. So if you have information, communication feeds relationship, and marriage relationship is partnership. So it means whatever I'm going through, what I'm doing, you should be in the know of it, and we're both involved in it, and the decision making will be for both of us. In that way, we can have a better relationship. So everyone should feel, you feel equal in the relationship, you feel supported, you should feel encouraged to be able to bring your own view to the table, and don't feel left out. That is very important. So I hope the story resonates with you. You have one or two things you can learn from it. And the Overflow Life, the channel will have Overflow Life here. We look at topical issues. We just bring insight from personal experience or people that I've worked with that will help us live a better life. That's all. We need to live a better life. 2025 is our year to flourish, and so we live a better life. And we'll talk more about marriage, and knowing that marriage is something that one gets into intentionally. You have to train, you have to learn from it, learn to be a better couple in a marriage relationship. Like I had said, in the marriage relationship, you create room for one another to shine. You don't talk one down and not allow the other person to shine. Creating an environment for each one to blossom is better for the relationship, because your capacity will increase. If you're in a relationship and your voice is not being heard, you can start today. It's never too late to start. So you can start today to make your voice heard. Sit down and talk about it. And if you're the party that is silencing the other one, it's time for you to give room for the other person to talk. Like you have the story that we have, Daniel and Amara. When Daniel needed Amara to speak, she couldn't speak because she's lost her voice. She felt unvalued. She felt she wasn't valued. She felt whatever she had is not good enough to bring to the table. And so if you're able to create room for both of you to shine, it is good for the marriage relationship. So think about it. What is it that is making you not to shine? Is it your partner that is holding you down, or is it you that is holding yourself down? You don't just want to do anything. Don't be lazy about it. Capacity building is for everyone. Everyone. You need to build your capacity. Like I say, growth is what everyone should desire, because there's nothing like I am not growing. If you're where you are and you're not doing anything to improve yourself in any form or in any way, it's just a matter of time, and you find out that things have left, like the ship has sailed, it's gone, and you just find out you're just left behind. Don't do that to yourself. Increase your capacity, grow. There's resources everywhere. There's resources everywhere. And if you're in a relationship where your voice is not heard and you just feel like you want to speak and nobody is hearing you. I had a young boy that was telling me, he said, I just feel like I'm talking and no one is hearing me. If that is the situation, reach out. You can get help to be able to get your feedback. Start today to begin to speak. Be involved in building your marriage relationship. It's beautiful. Marriage is beautiful, I tell you, but it just does not happen without the work. So go on and put in the work. Respect and honor one another. Have the boundaries clearly defined, and support one another to be who God has called you to be. And marriage is beautiful. You enjoy that. All right, that's all I have to share in this video. Subsequent video, we'll talk about some other things that have to do with marriage. We'll have to marry right. We'll have to do it right. All right, bye from me. Bye-bye.